Hello, Tacoma. I'm Scott Willard, the host of the Congruence podcast. Congruence, where faith and life comes together. And this is one of those faith and life kind of days where it comes together and you got to figure out how do you deal. And I'm so thankful to be here. Literally, like running from meeting to meeting to getting things done to you name it, and ran to the studio, like skidded into the seat. And it's like the minute that my backside connected with the chair, it was just like this place of calm. It's like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. And like this sense of peace just hit me. And then I got this awesome Christmas present from Tim. How many of you guys know Spanky's Burgers? Listen, Spanky's Burgers, cool place, awesome idea for a gift are Spanky Burgers and Brew, Spanky Dollar gift certificates. Awesome gift idea. Hey, wait, no, stay here for the show. You go over to Spanky's next, all right? First you watch the show, then you go to Spanky's, okay? All right, just so that we're clear. Stay, whoop, right there. All right, good, okay. Like I said, this is my happy space. I'm happy to be here, and I'm really glad that you're here with me. It has been a crazy busy time. I think I had said a couple weeks ago I'd be, working with Kids Up Homes of Compassion, and in the short period of time that I have been with the organization, when I came on board, we had 19 homes. Today, we have 20 homes. But then we just landed this contract with 2 motels. And like overnight, I mean, we've got 3 of those hotel rooms occupied, and we've got another one that we're getting ready to occupy. Tuesday, January 5th, we're going to do like this crazy. All right, now get this, right? So these are built to be like shared. Right. So each unit has like 2 beds, and we've got all these people on our waiting list that don't know each other. So this is what we're doing. We're going to have an open house mixer, and we're going to invite all of those people on our waiting list to come and see the room. And guess what? We could fill out papers, and that could be their room. How cool is that? So we're doing that January 5th. So what I mentioned a couple weeks ago is that we were hiring staff, and we did. We hired 3 housing navigators. One of those folks is taking on some of our responsibilities as a house manager. And man, we have like 20 volunteers that act as house managers in our homes. And you imagine, right, the passion and sense of calling that would attract you to giving your time and your energy to hanging out and helping to organize anywhere from 4 to 6 people that had been homeless, that now have a safe place to live. And what our house managers do is every week they are there kind of having these house meetings and talking about how to keep, the house clean and to have it in a way that you would feel good about, how to keep your space orderly, how to interact with your housemates. I mean, some of us when we were in our 20s wish that we'd had these people, right? But these volunteers have been amazing, and we have outpaced our volunteers. So the beauty was that prior to COVID, you know, Joel Adamson, our founder, would go out and he'd do these presentations. He'd talk to churches, he'd talk to Rotary clubs, to civic groups, city councils, and people would like be signing up to be volunteers. But since COVID started, we haven't been able to do that. So we've been opening additional homes, but we haven't had the ability to recruit additional volunteers. And so we took one of our housing navigator positions and we made some of their duties that of helping out with our homes, so that they're kind of doing double duty as housing navigators and house managers. And we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, that's what I've been doing is training folks, helping to, the work didn't stop just because we hired people and we started training. So keeping up with the work, this has been that time of year, right? We've had, so to date, 3 different residents that have gone into psychiatric crisis, 2 of them that so far have had to been hospitalized, another one that possibly could be if we can't get him back on his medication quick enough. It's a tough time for people. It's a tough time. But we're growing. I mentioned a couple weeks ago that our organization is launching a Homes of Compassion project here in Pierce County. So far, we've raised, I think it's $2,500. We need about $5,000 to open a home. We've already got a wait list of people to live in our first home once we get it open. But here's the thing, we don't have a lot of volunteers yet for Pierce County. So if you're listening to the show and you would like to be involved with making a difference to the homeless here in Pierce County, we could sure use some volunteers for this new project. This is the first home. Obviously, it's just the beginning. We hope to have multiple homes here in Pierce County within a very short period of time. I mean, Joel opened 19 homes in the first 2.5 years. And just in the time I've been there since September, we've opened 2 more homes, and we've got these 2 new hotel contracts. So how quickly will we get homes up and going here in Pierce County? I don't know, but man, I wouldn't be holding my breath. So if it's something that sounds cool to you, then by all means, type in the comments, reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you about that. I'm also staying busy with Congruent Men and doing some life coaching, just being available for folks that, are thinking, well, listen, this is what I want to do for my future. I want to make some changes in my life, and I need some help. I've wanted to make changes before, and for one reason or another, haven't been able to get there. Well, I'd be happy to step alongside and to help you to get those goals accomplished. So congruentmen.com is how you would reach me, and I'd be happy to talk to you about what we might be able to do. I have bragged nonstop about BD Local and the community that they have established here, and about the way that they have just created like a Bigfoot size footprint in our home of Tacoma, Washington, and the South Puget Sound. It isn't just Tacoma. It's the South Puget Sound. It's the country. It's the world. International. All right? My show alone is international. There are multiple shows that are broadcast out of the studio here at BD Local that are international. If you'd like to be a part of that, reach out, type a note to Sadie or Tim. I'm sure that they'd love to hear from you about how you could be a part of that. Hey, if you've thought that, hey, I'd like to try doing a podcast. I mean, if this guy can do it, why couldn't I? Well, by all means, reach out to Sadie and she'll talk to you about creating your very own podcast. And how cool would that be? Like to have a business card to say, Scott Willard, podcast extraordinaire. Yeah, you could have one just like it. You could, really. I know you could. If I can do this, no. Actually, I kind of enjoy this. This is like my gig. But hey, if I can do it, I'd like to assume that you could do it. All right, I'll give you that. I bet you could. Reach out to Sadie or Tim, and they could help you get started. Oh man, taking a breath is so hard today. It's like every time that I tell myself to take a breath, it's like something else comes up on top of mind that just like whoosh, and it's like this snowball that wants to roll. Man, last night we wanted to give a gift to each of our homes that would outlast the season. So we got some hot air popcorn poppers and popcorn, and we wrapped it, and we started delivering those last night. Let me tell you, it felt like I was working for the Postal Service. The snow and sleet that was coming down, driving through Bremerton, driving through Port Orchard, driving home to Tacoma. It was crazy out. If you were out in this, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, cars were covered in white. And then just as quickly, it's like, all gone, all gone, like a 2-year-old, all gone. They got their food gone, man. It is out of there. And just that snowball thing, that crazy weather. And yet today is beautiful. I'm looking outside right now. There's like a crack. I can see through this window into the production studio, and there's a crack between the wall and the curtain. Like Sadie's like, tell me there isn't. But yeah, actually there is. And I'm looking through there and I can see light. There is light, people. And I looked at the forecast. Tomorrow's supposed to be pretty good. It's actually supposed to be a pretty beautiful week. I know some of you have been just fiending for a white Christmas. Well, if you missed out last night, I'm sorry. But all you have to do is drive east for like an hour and a half, right? You got snow. You got all kinds of snow. This is going to be a beautiful week here in South Puget Sound. So I hope that you're ready for it, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to try and slow down to enjoy it. I'm going to tell on myself. I literally, it took Holly sitting me down last Thursday and pulling out a calendar to convince me that, honest to God, Christmas was this week. Nope, didn't believe it, couldn't prove it. And to tell you about this schedule that I've been keeping in my head and life, I could have sworn that Christmas Day was Thursday, which would have made tomorrow Christmas Eve. So when I was talking to Joel yesterday about the schedule, I was like, all right, so Wednesday, we're going to work, probably like a half day and get everything, just sorted. And then Thursday, Christmas, we'll just, we'll take that off. And then Friday, we'll have a lighter day, just kind of closing out the week. And he just looks at me with this look on his face. And it's like, Christmas Day's Friday. You're not working on Friday. What? Are you sure? Are you sure? Because you're sure. Yep. Oh, and President Trump made Christmas Eve a federal holiday. So we're not working Christmas Eve either. We're not? Well, I guess you could, but you don't have to. So no. It's all just been going so fast. Some of you have been watching the show, have watched the show for a while, and know that rarely do I say things that don't have a purpose. So why have I been rambling on and on, sort of crazedly, about time? Let me tell you. Hold on just a moment. Let me open this cool piece of technology. And I want to share with you. I've done this before. Sometimes I am really blown away by these. And so I like to share these short words from the people that publish the Passion Translation Bible. And it's called I Hear His Whisper. So this is what it said today. Today is my gift to you. Don't fear the future. Stop living in the past. Neither of these things must have lordship over your life. I am the God of timeless eternity, but I give you one day at a time. I release the time you need to heal, to laugh, to ponder, to work, to rest, to love. Today is my gift to you. Were you able to just take a deep breath on that like I was? Christmas, I spent all of my Christmases till like young adulthood, like mid-20s, sick. There's just something about it that, like clockwork, I became physically ill right before Christmas. And I know as an adult today what that's about. I came from a broken family, and I knew that I would be seeing my biological dad and possibly others from his family that I just really didn't have a relationship with. And not only that, I'd be having to deal with the dynamics between my father and my mom and my adopted dad and my brother and sister. I mean, it was too much for me as a young person to deal with. I became sick every Christmas. This rings so true to me. Don't fear the future, but stop living in the past. Neither of these things must have lordship over your life. I'm like everyone else out there. Bad stuff has happened in my life. But what I do choose to do today is what I encourage you to choose to do. And that is to not let the past have lordship over your life. Beyond not letting the past have lordship over your life, I want to encourage you not to let the future have lordship over your life. I know it's hard to live in the present, but this is where life is happening. This is the place you need to be. I am the God of timeless eternity, but I give you one day at a time. I release the time that you need to heal, to laugh, to ponder, to work, to rest, to love. Today is my gift to you. Let me work out tomorrow's details. All I ask is to be present in what's before you today. If there are details to be ironed out, do it with me, in my peace. Don't become so focused on tomorrow that you miss the grace that I've given for today. Today is my gift to you. Embrace it fully. I grew up in a very conservative, very Pentecostal home. One bright morning when this life was over was a big deal to us, man. And we were living for the rapture. unfortunately, we weren't, or I wasn't, doing a great job of living for today. I was so focused on the future. I didn't want to live in the day that I was given. Some of you struggle with living in the day that you're given. And I want to encourage you to embrace it with arms open wide. And when there are challenges, to invite God into the challenge. Don't try to hold him at arm's length and push him away so that you can deal with it. It is not his intention for you to deal with it. It's his intention for you to invite him into your day-to-day challenge so that he can empower you, so that he can fill you with wisdom, so that he can walk through the fire with you. If today is meant to bring healing for the past, then you must submit to the healing that today has. Don't live in yesterday's trauma. Don't yearn for yesterday's blessing. Laugh for every reason you can find today. Dance like a child. Love more intensely. Forgive quickly and unreservedly. Time will continue passing, but if you'll take it one day at a time, my grace will meet you. There are like 10 messages in that one paragraph. I think it's significant, though. If today's meant to bring you healing for the past, submit to my healing that is for today. I'm just sitting with that for a second because that's powerful. How often do we want healing for the pain and the trauma and the hurt of yesterday? And we're so focused on that we have a hard time accepting the healing that is for today. Grab a hold of it. It's yours. He's given it to you. It's his gift. Today is his gift to you. Don't live in yesterday's trauma. And don't yearn for yesterday's blessing. Think about that. Yearn for yesterday's blessing. It's like that idea of the good old days, right? How many of you, when you think of the good old days, really, be true. Be honest. When you list out all the things that made the good old days, what's so good about them? Really? Compare them to the things today. Don't yearn for yesterday's blessing. Be living in the blessing today. Today. It's the only day that you're assured. The past has happened, but today is reality. Live today. Don't be fixated on the future. That's not a promise. The promise is today. Live today. Live for the blessing that is today. And I know today may be a crappy day for you. Look for the blessing that's in the midst of that. Ask the Holy Spirit, how do you want to show up in the midst of this? This sucks. How do you want to show up? How do you want me to see you? How do you want me to experience you? How do you want me to live in your love in the midst of what's going on? Show me. And when he shows you, that is a blessing. That we have a God that is alive and at work today. And that very same God and his Holy Spirit is alive and at work in your life today. That is a blessing. Don't take it for granted. That's a blessing. Laugh for every reason that you can find today. Dance like a child. Love more intensely. Those are like massive bullet points. Boom, boom, boom. Laugh for every reason you can. Dance like a kid. Love more intensely. Forgive quickly and unreservedly. Man, if you're looking if you're looking for New Year's resolutions, look no further. You know what I want to do in 2021? I want to laugh for every reason, every day. I want to dance like a kid. And I want to love with more intensity and forgive quickly and unreservedly. Those are massive, massive things to live for today. And they're great resolutions to have going into this new year. I love those. And here you go. This is the assurance. Time will continue passing. But if you'll take it one day at a time, my grace will meet you. Matthew 6:34 in the Passion Translation says, "Refuse to worry about tomorrow, but deal with each challenge that comes your way, one day at a time. Tomorrow will take care of itself." Good stuff. Good stuff. This is a devotional that gets sent to me a couple times a week from the folks that publish the Passion Translation. I love these little devotions, and I appreciate you letting me share this one with you. As we go into next year, we're going in with a president decided. The Electoral College has voted. It's a done deal. The inauguration's coming up. I think it's January 20th. I'm not sure about the date, but it's coming. We've got a vaccine for COVID-19. We don't have all the answers for racial and social injustice. But I'm not sure it'd be a good thing if we did have all the answers, because honestly, I think that part of the deal is that we've got to work through this together. Maybe that's the gift, is that it forces us to work together to figure it out. But where so much was in the air that literally the environment just felt charged and ready to explode, we do have the opportunity to move forward, to live today in life's terms. And as we live today, to make a commitment to making tomorrow a better day. I hope you'll grab a hold of that. And I hope that you'll have an awesome Christmas. I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks, Tacoma. Have a great one.